Join us on Patreon and become part of our journey to uncover history's untold stories. Your support helps us create in-depth content, bring hidden narratives to life, and keep history alive for everyone.
Throughout history, the narrative of human advancement has often been centered around European civilizations, while many of the achievements of ancient Black civilizations have been deliberately downplayed or erased. Yet, long before the European Renaissance, Africa was home to flourishing societies that boasted incredible architectural feats, sophisticated governance, and groundbreaking contributions to science, medicine, and engineering. These civilizations laid the groundwork for many modern advancements, often surpassing their European counterparts in various aspects of development. Africa, as the birthplace of humanity, was home to civilizations that thrived while much of Europe remained in a period of stagnation. In antiquity, the Nile Valley civilizations, the empires of West Africa, the city-states of the Swahili Coast, and the southern kingdom of Great Zimbabwe all displayed levels of technological and cultural advancement that exceeded those found in medieval Europe. While Europe was engulfed in feudalism and plagued by frequent warfare, many African societies enjoyed relative stability, well-planned urban centers, and flourishing economies based on trade, agriculture, and industry. One of the most renowned African civilizations was ancient Kemet, known today as Egypt. Contrary to the narratives that often attempt to separate Egypt from the rest of Africa, Kemet was an undeniably Black civilization, deeply connected to the cultures of Nubia, Kush, and other regions south of the Sahara. By the time Europe was still in the prehistoric era, Kemet had already developed one of the most sophisticated societies in the world. Kemetic advancements in architecture, medicine, and governance were unparalleled. The pyramids, some of the most remarkable architectural achievements in human history, were built with mathematical precision that even modern engineers find astounding. The Great Pyramid of Giza, constructed around 2600 BCE, remained the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years. Europe, in contrast, had yet to develop anything comparable in scale or precision during this period. Egyptian medicine was far ahead of its time, with documented surgical procedures, medicinal treatments derived from natural herbs, and anatomical knowledge gained through mummification. The Edwin Smith Papyrus, circa 1600 BCE, reveals an advanced understanding of trauma surgery and wound treatment, while European medicine during the same period remained rudimentary and deeply rooted in superstition. South of Egypt, the Kushite Empire thrived along the Nile, with its capital at Meroe. The Kushites were skilled ironworkers, producing weapons and tools long before ironworking became widespread in Europe. They built impressive pyramids, some of which still stand today, and maintained a powerful military that conquered and ruled Egypt during the 25th dynasty, circa 747 to 656 BCE. These Black pharaohs revived Kemetic traditions and preserved many of its cultural and intellectual achievements. Kushite cities were bustling trade hubs, linking Africa with the Mediterranean, India, and the Middle East. Their governance was sophisticated, with female rulers, known as Kandaks, playing prominent roles in administration and military leadership. While Europe struggled with tribal conflicts and decentralized rule, Kush flourished as a powerful and well-organized state. During the medieval period, while much of Europe was still emerging from the Dark Ages, the Mali Empire, circa 1235 to 1600 CE, was at its peak. The empire, which spanned much of West Africa, was known for its wealth, scholarship, and administrative efficiency. Under the rule of Mansa Musa, often considered the richest person in history, Mali became an economic powerhouse. Timbuktu, Mali's intellectual center, housed the legendary Sankore University, where scholars from across Africa and the Middle East gathered to study subjects ranging from astronomy to law. At a time when the European university system was still in its infancy, Sankore and other centers of learning in Mali produced thousands of manuscripts, covering a vast range of knowledge, including mathematics, medicine, and philosophy. Trade routes stretching across the Sahara connected Mali to the rest of the world, making it a hub of commerce and cultural exchange. While Europe was experiencing plagues and economic hardship, Mali thrived as a center of innovation and prosperity. The Swahili Coast, stretching along modern-day Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique, was home to wealthy city-states such as Kilwa, Mombasa, and Zanzibar. These cities flourished between the 10th and 16th centuries due to their extensive trade networks that linked Africa with the Middle East, India, and China. While much of Europe had yet to develop sophisticated naval trade, the Swahili had mastered shipbuilding and navigation, utilizing advanced dhows to travel great distances. Archaeological findings show that these cities had intricate urban planning, featuring stone houses, elaborate mosques, and highly developed drainage systems. In contrast, many European cities of the same period had poor sanitation and were often plagued by disease outbreaks. The Swahili elite were multilingual, engaging in commerce with a wide range of cultures, making their civilization a melting pot of African, Arab, and Asian influences. Great Zimbabwe, a kingdom that thrived between the 11th and 15th centuries, stands as a testament to African ingenuity. The massive stone structures, built without mortar, remain one of the most impressive architectural feats of the pre-colonial world. The Great Enclosure, a massive stone complex, is evidence of the kingdom's wealth and social organization. During the same period, many European cities were still developing basic infrastructure. Great Zimbabwe was a major center of trade, exporting gold and other resources to markets as far as China and India. The sophistication of its economy and urban planning challenges the notion that advanced civilization was exclusive to Europe. For centuries, the contributions of ancient black civilizations have been marginalized, omitted, or outright denied in mainstream historical narratives. However, the evidence is undeniable. Long before Europe emerged as a dominant force, African societies had already established prosperous cities, engaged in international trade, and made significant advancements in various fields of knowledge. These civilizations were not merely on par with their European counterparts. They often surpassed them in technology, education, governance, and wealth. By rediscovering and acknowledging these histories, we reclaim the truth about the past and celebrate the rich legacy of African ingenuity.